Making millions of dollars, and the victim's family have not partaken in none of those trusts. Took your clothes, gave it. Took your language, gave it.
100% way to survive jail or prison. Don't go.
Build your credit up. Why you need credit?
Then 12 years goes by and you don't even get a chance to go up for parole.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pam, man. I'm out here today with the Living Life After Life podcast.
Yes, sir.
With Troy Catchmore and myself. And today we are blessed and honored to have the lovely, the talented, the funny Nicole Bunch.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a pleasure to have you on the platform. You know, we wanted to get you out here, talk to you, you know, let you talk to the people, tell them everything about you, tell them what's going on, tell them everything that is Nicole Bunch.
Okay, as these gentlemen just told you, I am comedian Nicole Bunch. I am out of Hampton, Virginia. I've been doing this comedy thing for about 7 years. It's been a long. I've been a fool all my life, for real. All my life, I've been a fool.
Now you just gonna turn into a professional.
Charleston White on
Yeah. Ooh, that Charleston. But yeah, I've been doing comedy for 7 years, going on 7 years. I just did an interview today with the great Michael Collier. I was excited to do that. That was amazing.
Shout out Michael Collier and the Collier clan.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And I did a 3-minute set, and I ain't cuss none. And that was a blessing.
I personally,
I ain't cuss. You know I love to cuss.
I personally seen the set, and she killed it, y'all. She really killed it. It was dope, man. Y'all need to go see it. Not sure what episode it is, but go to the Michael Collier morning show. And y'all be able to see that, man. It was real dope, man. How did you feel being on that stage and, you know, in that moment, and then to get the accolades that you got from Michael after your set?
I was nervous at first because Michael Collier is different. Like, he is the trendsetter for the punchline. Like, he is so clever with his delivery. So I'm a huge fan of his. So it was an honor to do that. And it was nerve-wracking for me because I like to cuss. I am raw. I talk shit. I don't,
right.
You know, I like to talk shit. So that was a challenge, but I do want to work on my clean comedy, so it was an opportunity to do that and make some extra money. Clean comics make more money. We all know that. So there's an opportunity to do that. But what he said to me, I already told people I owe, screw them, you know, because Michael Collier said, I mean, I'm already made it.
Ain't no question.
He said I can come back. I already think I'm rich. I already think I'm famous. I'm already in Hollywood.
Hey, put it out there. Put it out there.
Claim it. Do your thing. So look, you was, you know, as you know, the show is Living Life After Life. I've done 26 years, 8 months. You did over 30 years.
Yeah.
33.
You was actually incarcerated as well.
I was. I did 3.5 years in federal prison. I did.
Could you mind telling us what happened or why?
I stole white folks' money. I did. I stole a lot of it.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. What happened? They got me. They got me for wire fraud. They did. They got me for wire fraud. And the funny thing was, when they had the warrants, I was eating a grilled cheese sandwich and saw myself on the news. Ooh, I spit that sandwich out so fast. But yeah, I did 3.5 years in federal prison.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They gave me 60 months, but I did a program called RDAP because I smoked weed. They get a year off of that and 6 months halfway house.
So did you do comedy while you was inside, or were you?
You know what's crazy? No, I didn't.
Prison is funny. It's some character, it's some stories, it's some material in prison.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real on this podcast. It was no time for joking. I did not go to camp like everybody be explaining. You know, we're going to camp with Martha. They sent me to FCI, which is a Federal Correctional Institute, because I have a criminal history for fighting. I like to fight. So they send you somewhere when you like to fight. And I was in there with real bitches that, you know what I mean? And it was no time to play. It was no time to play. It ain't a game.
So, I mean, because we've been in the male prison, so we know how that is. I don't know how, like, how are the women? Are they very aggressive in there?
Well, it's levels to it. It's levels to it. They're not really aggressive. If you mind your business and leave their business alone, you should be fine. I don't want to say it's like bullying and stuff like that. You know, they don't check your paperwork and stuff like that. But if you known to have something crazy in there, you gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not as severe as men in prison, but they get physical. Yeah. They get physical. They find out you in there messing with some children or something like that. It can get ugly.
So prior to, you know, you being incarcerated, and you know, after you was incarcerated, what changed? What do you think changed that was the most significant in your life that got you on the path that you on now? And you know what I'm saying? Out of all the paths you can choose, what made you choose comedy, or did comedy choose you?
Okay, well, it's amazing you asked that. Before I went to prison, I ain't even gonna lie, I was lost. I had a lot of money, but I was lost here.
Right.
I was lost. I went to prison. By the time I went, I was tired. No lie. When they gave me those 60 months, I needed a rest. When I went, I don't know, I think I was kind of numb at first because I knew that I could have been doing more time than what I could have been doing. So I utilized the time to, like, you know, have programs you can get a little degree or trade or whatever. I said, I'm going to do this drug program real quick and I'm going to go home. And when I got in that drug program changed my life. And I ain't never did no heavy drugs. My drug choice is marijuana. I ain't never did nothing else other than it. And I still smoke, but that program changed my life.
Right.
Because they ain't play with you. They ain't going to, you know, it was 9 months.
Yeah.
And I didn't even complete it at the first prison. I wound up getting into a fight and going in the hole for 7 months. And in that 7 months, I had personal time with God. And God showed me, you know, what new prison I was going to. If anybody been to the feds, you know, you're not knowing where you're going when you're in transit.
Right.
So, but God already showed me where I was going. And he showed me, you know, that I was a fool. And I had to read a proverb a day. Like, God literally told me to read a proverb a day, 31 proverbs, about the wayward woman and being a fool.
Right.
So that was just life-changing. And then he showed me after I did that, I was on the stage talking to many people. I thought I was going to be a motivational speaker. I swear to God. But it was, I wound up being a comedian. I've been silly all my life. And when I finished the program, the counselor, she told me, she said, listen, your spirit animal is an eagle. I said, why you give me an eagle? She said, when you get out of here, you can either sink or you going to fly.
Right.
And I've been soaring ever since.
That's what's up. So when you first got on stage the first time to do your first comedy joint, was you like super nervous? How long did you practice? I mean, how did that process go? Because that's a big step, man, to be able to stand up, just speak, and command the attention, let alone the you know what I'm saying, the laughter of people. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard job, way harder than it looks. I mean, you know, people look from the outside, they'll think, okay, yeah, they funny, boo, boo, boo. But it's hard. I know it's hard. You know,
it is,
especially when you're trying to be funny.
Yeah,
it's trying to make people laugh. So, how did that feel? What was your nerves, and or if you had any?
Well, it started with me doing live chants going viral. So somebody said, you know, you need to take that to the stage. And the first time I got on stage, I was down here in Newport News at Kazi's. They had an open mic.
Shout out Kazi's.
Shout out to Kazi's. And as soon as I grabbed that microphone, I was at home. You know how your heart races or something? Yeah. I didn't feel none of that. I was at home. And as soon as I told the first joke, you know, I was like, you know,
did they laugh at the first?
Yeah, man, because it was real. You know, I'm older, and, you know, these little young girls, no disrespect, but, you know, they like to talk about sucking dick and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Y'all taking our husbands, they like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I went to them nights here, listen here. Throat goat, listen.
Yeah.
So they loved it. They fell in love with me, and I have been hitting the pavement running since.
That's cool, man. That's dope, man. So now you know, or you feel, you know within your heart, this is your career path. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're gonna do, you know, to you know, your livelihood. And you know, did you ever even think that this is what God had in store for you? Like you said, you thought you was gonna be a motivational speaker. But now, are you sure, you positive in your heart, this is what God meant for you to do?
Listen, besides God, this is what sustains me.
Right. And it's what you
It's what keeps me. I love my kids. I love my babies. But it's like this right here is like the lighthouse for everything, to make everything happen.
Best job
Like
you
I
ever
ain't
had?
never had shit in my life.
You
I
on
ain't
your
never
way,
had
man?
shit. You know what I mean? And now I'm sitting here hobnobbing with celebrities. You know, Michael Collier was the first one. I just opened up for Overton for Living Single. John Henry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I opened up for Blackstreet last year in Virginia Beach in
Right.
September when they got the keys to Virginia Beach. I was the only comedian there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sustains me, you know, knowing that I could do that. I don't care about nothing else. I don't even want to break no laws for real. I don't want to do nothing but this so it can work out so I could take care of my family, so I could do whatever I need to do. This sustains me.
What's next with it? Are you going to take it into acting?
Absolutely. I did 3 movies already. I did 3. One movie I did, From Riches to Rags. It was in the Charlotte Film Festival, won the Charlotte Film Festival. Shout out to Tank Top Tony. Shout out to
Shout out
him.
to him.
Tony.
Second movie I did, shout out to Show Flocka. I did a movie with him and Scrap Dooley. I can't give you information of that because that movie's not out.
Dooley,
Yeah,
that's my man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scrap Dooley.
So I've done movies before, and I'm ready for some more. Like, what else? I'm here.
Yeah,
I feel like what's her name? Glorilla.
Glorilla,
I'm
yeah.
here. Y'all can't stop me now.
Yeah,
Shoot,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here.
But I'm saying though, you know, it's got to be your calling because, like I say, you just, you know, ran off a resume that a lot of people, you know, will be proud to have, you know. And then, like I say, when you just starting out and you starting to hit all these marks and all these people starting to notice you, that should, you know what I'm saying, confirm to you that this is what I should be doing.
Absolutely.
You know, because like you say, Michael Collier is big. He's a giant in the comedic world.
Huge.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to validate you and to not only validate you, but to validate you on his show, you know, and ask for your return.
Yes, he
So
did.
Yes.
You heard him, didn't
I
you?
heard him.
So,
I definitely heard him.
He said, come back.
Yeah. And I don't know if you heard after when he was doing his closing, I don't know if you stayed on, but he was doing his closing. He gave you more praise. He was giving you more praise even in his closing.
I gotta watch it
know.
again.
Yes.
He did. I
Yes,
gotta
he
watch
did.
it
He
again.
said you was an unexpected gift. And, you know, he said you was very talented. And he said, yeah, you know, he looked forward
I'll
to
kiss that man's forehead. I will kiss him right here.
And, you know, he accepted.
Yeah, right on the ball
you know?
spot, right there.
Because, you know, most of the time, comedians call it like they see it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if
he,
you not good.
you know,
He going to joke you.
Oh,
and
he roasts
everything.
people.
So
He's
for him to give you
he's
those
had
props,
people on the show, and he told him, you come
Yeah.
on here, you ain't funny. He said, man,
Yeah,
He told me that.
comedian
he
will
said, we
roast
got you about 45 minutes. We're going to talk about
Yeah.
you. You know, so.
Yeah,
No,
Ain't
I
no
would
but
roast
material.
you. I would have roasted Michael if it would have got to that. No, I'm playing.
Oh my
But that's
God.
amazing, though, you know. So, y'all, you know, telling people where they can follow you at, where they can get some of this good laughter, you know, because
Yeah.
everybody need laughter in their life.
Nicole
man.
Bunch, y'all.
Comedian Nicole Bunch on YouTube. Comedian Nicole Bunch on Instagram. TikTok. Comedian Nicole Bunch. Facebook. Nicole Bunch. They would not let me keep the comedian name. I was trying to keep
Oh,
it
yeah?
the same all around the board. Yeah.
Why not?
Because I went for a blue check, and you got to submit your legal name.
Well, you know, that's
Well,
a lot of
Facebook
bunch.
comedian
Yeah.
Nicole Bunch.
It was bunch. That's a lot of bunch, man.
Yeah,
so
I got
y'all
a
go
bunch of
check
kids.
bunch out.
She
Bunch
got
of
a
kids.
bunch
Got a
of
bunch of kids.
platforms,
Yeah.
bunch of pages.
Bunch of pages, bunch of platforms, all of that, man. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah.
messing with
Switching
you.
topics.
Yeah, switching topics.
Since I've been, no, I keep saying this because I watched Charleston White.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, yo, I watched the interview where he got into it. Was speaking on T.I.'s son, and I watched quite a few, and he's very interesting.
And he's doing comedy. He's doing comedy now. He's actually being booked. I've seen him say that he's being. I seen him say it himself that he's being booked and he's commanding $10,000 a show.
Smacking our
Yeah.
face.
You know, $10,000.
Because
a show.
I see him making statements, and it's crazy because on one hand he would say something that, you know, you may not like it, but he's making a lot of sense, you know. And on the other hand, you get very, very disrespectful with your tactics and getting your message out, you know. And you kind of lose people. But I'm like, and this is deliberate because at the same time you entertain it. And he said, you know, when I'm up here, I'm shooting the breeze, I'm doing whatever, you know. This is what I do, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And you know, I look at it like You know, from my perspective, man, I think without a shadow of a doubt, he's very, very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? His background even, boasts that, he even went to law school. The dude is calculating, he's articulate.
Very
He's brilliant,
calculated.
so he knows exactly what he's doing at all times. And if you think about it, even when he goes on his rants and raves, he's still, articulate with what he's saying. He knows what he's saying. He knows everything he's doing. Other people tend to still get, overwhelmed by what he say or what he do, even at this point. Yeah. But for him, it's all, it's calculated. He knows what he's doing. So I don't really feed into it a whole lot because, like I say, he doing what he got to do for him. Yeah. People who letting what he say out of his mouth, the way he explained it to, he said, man, it's freedom of speech. He said, and everything that I say now, people want to kill me for, people want to bust my head for. He said, but when you're a celebrity, he said, when I say something about the people that's celebrities, everybody else says something about it, but when I say something about them, y'all want to kill me, And he's just challenging everything, and he's challenging people's, opinions. He's challenging their ego and all this, and it's up to you whether or not you feed into it or not.
A lot of times he say he's trying to, like with the rappers, he's assassinating that character. And I get where you going, where you trying to go with that, that character, because he's saying, our people are worshiping these idols, these characters, and these characters, a lot of them are leading our people, our young people, down the wrong road, But at the end of the day, that character is directly connected to a human being as well.
Absolutely.
So you can't separate the two. Like, when you assassinate this character, especially when you're talking about like Nipsey Hussle or something, you insulting this brother at the same time.
You're insulting his family, but
even though you're talking about
black people.
The brother, the brother before the rapper, they're one and the same.
Absolutely.
They're one and the same. You can't, damage one and praise the other one,
And what's your take on Mr. White?
He's dangerous to black people. He's dangerous to black people.
Yeah.
Because, because for one, he's super intelligent, right? He's super intelligent. I get that. He knows what he's talking about. And he is malicious in what he's doing. Yeah. Like, you know what you're doing, and you know how to cross that line just enough.
Yes.
To get a reaction where you don't break no law. You just want to bring a whole bunch of attention to whatever it is that you doing on the internet to get, and then you can call the police on people. Like, I don't get that. Like, you dangerous. You're dangerous. You're not doing nothing. I don't see anything that he's doing that's any better than any rapper he's talking about, any artist or anybody that he has a problem with. I don't see anything that he's irritating black people. He's irritating them. That's what he's doing. And sending them to jail.
Yeah, he's definitely going to send you to jail, and he going to let you know that off the top, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the way I look at it, to sum it all up for me with Charles and White is, man, if you feel like you dealing with somebody that's going to hurt you, it's just like they say, if you're dealing with a snake, you know what I'm saying, don't expect nothing else but what a snake would do. If you're dealing with a lion, don't expect nothing else but what a lion would do. When you're dealing with Charleston White, you should not expect anything else. So if you go into war and you go into battle with him, or war words, you should expect what you're going to get. He's not going, he undefeated.
Or get your own ammo, because I'm not understanding how this man could sit here on this United States of the internet and speak on some of the stuff he speak, like he was talking about Lil Boosie's son, T.I.'s son. Then he talk about some of these rappers and some of the stuff that they're doing, the images that they're portraying, this gangster stuff, they're killing each other. Okay, but you just said in an interview that you openly admitted to raping a woman, and you felt like some women deserve to be raped and beat.
Yeah, I've heard him make those statements, and people have made those statements in the past. If you remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but what's his name made those exact same statements, and he still was popular. He wrote the books or whatnot. Old boy who wrote the book, revolutionary dude, man, from the Black Panthers.
Oh, Eldridge Cleveland.
Eldridge Cleveland was an admitted rapist, and he said it. You know what I'm saying? He even put it in his book. He even put it out there. But his popularity still grew because in some type of way he explained what his philosophy for doing it was. But, you know, like I say, in this day and era, people who do that, you know, they go to prison for 30, 40 years. You see what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways, man. But Charleston White is definitely a lightning rod for anybody who chooses to stand up under his words, man.
Yes.
So that's the whole thing, you know, just his words. And he's using words. He's using a war of words. And right now, he's winning.
Playing with people's kids.
He's
boy.
winning. He's winning. Dangerous game.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not saying it's not dangerous what he's doing. Definitely a dangerous game. But what else is going on in the world, man, that y'all wanted to talk about at this time?
The interview with Nori and
the
Drink Club.
Yeah,
Drink
Nori and
Champs.
Ye.
Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drink Champs. And that's a very interesting interview.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
It has a whole different layers to it.
Yeah.
Very
most definitely.
interesting information. You know, and Kanye is another one that just like on one hand you know you're gonna bring genius, then on the other hand you know you lose the wheel a little bit. Yeah. And it's just like a balancing act, you know.
Yeah.
It's weird, but and I say that coming from where I come from, you know, because we was beside the graveyard.
Absolutely.
For 20-something years, so it's like we've seen how you could lose the wheel and flower. I know some brothers that you know, they didn't make it.
Yeah, plenty
You
of
know, I understand, but it's like, you know, some of our brothers, they get so much money, they get so far, and it's like we don't understand what they endure too. Because we sit back and watch the TV, the camera, and we hear certain things and they try to make us believe, dude, crazy. But, you know, the reality is everything he say, he's not crazy.
Oh, yeah, I think he most definitely is a genius. I most definitely think he privy to information that we don't have as well.
Facts.
You know, because,
Exactly.
you know, with that type of money, you know, a whole lot of doors open that's usually closed to everybody else. So I don't think he could get to the level that he got to and be the person that he is. And then, you know, although it is possible to just, you know, go off the rail, I think he knows information that most people don't know. And I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to explain that off to other people, but he probably could be more articulate in his explanation. But he's just trying to tell and speak from things that he already know. But us on the receiving end, we just receiving stuff that sound like crazy to us. Yeah. But you know, when you went to school, you know, the ABCs was crazy to you until you learned it.
Yeah, but what's crazy to me is when I see, you know, like you'll see rappers. I rap, you know, we rapped about the street, our reality. You know, but like Jay, you know, Jay got to a point where he was like, you know, I don't rap about how I be in the hood all day, how I be selling stuff all day. It sounds stupid to me. You know, when you get to a certain level, you know, I start out broke. I start rapping about my reality. I end up making a few $1 million. Why would I be rapping about I'm shooting somebody in the head? Because that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
That's misleading.
Right.
That's BS. Right? So a lot of them get money, and I don't understand this. You know, they toe the line because they want to get their money. But you got money, and you scared to speak the truth that will help elevate the people because you scared to lose a few $1 million.
Right.
A few sponsors.
And that's what he say he doing. He say he's beyond that. He says that he is speaking the truth, but people got to be willing to accept it.
That's
he
one
said
thing
he
I
not
can
worried
respect.
about it. He
We
said don't nobody
cannot-
cut his
I can
check.
respect that.
We cannot accept the truth from Kanye.
But where's the balance?
Listen,
That's where we go.
Listen, you can't tell me, okay, listen, do not go over in here and in this room, that room is on fire. You go in this room, you're going to get burnt. You can preach this all the while. Don't go in this room, you're going to get burnt. But you carry your ass in that room.
Yeah.
And then the same room burn you up. Then you come out, these people burn me up, but y'all said they hate us.
Yeah.
You knew not to go in that room. Kanye has been preaching this same song since he did that interview with, what's his name, Mike Miles, to talk about George Bush don't like black people.
Yeah.
Right.
He's been singing that same song.
Yeah.
So,
but then you pop up with a let's make America great hat.
Mega hat.
But and then you in business with Adidas. Then Adidas do you wrong. Now you want everybody to go against Adidas with you. You knew how these big powerful companies was.
Yeah.
Because you've been smart.
Yeah, they're going to use you.
Yeah.
It's business.
I can't take him serious.
And spit you out. They machines.
You're right. He's not crazy at all. He got too much sense. That's the problem.
Absolutely.
He got too much sense. Him, Charleston White, people like that, they irritate me. They struggle with super optimism. They think because they got money, they could do whatever the hell they want to do and straddle the fence. And then when it burns on this side, you want black people to tally behind you. I'm not with none of that. No.
Yeah. We pawns in the game.
No.
And a whole lot of them do it on different levels.
Yeah, they do.
They use the common people because the general population is just not that bright. Like this is why we're in the position we're in, because you have puppet masters that can sit back and they know if I put this out there, you know, you're gonna have this group over here eat it up. Then you're gonna have that group right there, you know. Same way they've been using race as a distraction for all these years to keep running the world.
Exactly.
You know, it's the same tactic in different forms.
But it's like I say, and that's what this platform should be about, man. Difference of opinion. Because see, I heard exactly what you're saying, and I heard what you're saying, and I'm looking at it just slightly different, because I'm looking at it like Kanye ain't got no agenda. He can't have an agenda. He can't try to get more money. He can't try to, he don't have no agenda. He got all the money.
Who knows the next
Okay, but
man's
whatever his agenda is, I'm looking at it from the perspective. What can his agenda be? He already got all the money that he could possibly ever spend, so he's not trying to make no money. He's alienating these people that is in big business. He's saying that he's exposing these people that's in big business because he said don't nobody else cut his check. Normally, the average person is motivated by the check. They're motivated by the money.
I don't
and the
disagree
position.
with that part.
So
right
I don't
there.
feel like that, you get some people that, like I say, he may have, I'm sure he got tons of information that we don't know. He just may not know how to give it to us. But I'm sure he got tons of information that we don't know and we're not privileged to. So you get some people to get to the point in their life where they beyond money. So now they just want to help. He may be trying to give us some help that we don't know. It's just like when Sway told him on the interview, he said, you don't got all the answers, Sway, you ain't got all the answers. But then he turned around and found out Sway did have the answers for him. And maybe that's what he's doing. And he even admitted that, okay, yeah, I was wrong about Sway. But at this point in time, who's to say? Who's to say? Not you, not me, not her.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
That's why I say you
10
never
years
know.
from now, everybody's saying, okay, Kanye crazy. But then what if everything that he say come to fruition and then we the one that's crazy?
Yeah. No, I think he's genius into some aspect. Some aspect of him is genius. However, I agree with Nicole. Like a lot of it is self-serving, and it's inconsistent.
But what is it serving him,
It's
though?
self-serving.
Tell me what it's serving.
It could be no more than his ego.
It's his ego.
It could be
His
no
ego
more than his
can't,
ego.
but his ego can't get no more bigger than what
yeah,
it is.
but
serious?
listen,
It's
How
but
big
listen.
can it get?
One thing about the ego,
You seen those boots?
you can never one thing about the appetite, bro. You can never satisfy an appetite. Once you feed it, it only grows.
Okay, but
so when
that's
you
what
got
I'm
all
saying.
the money, then you find something else to feed off.
Okay.
Even if it's just enriching your ego. I need more people around me to scratch my butt, to tell me how brilliant I am. You know what I mean?
But he got enough money. He got enough money to get
So let me
thousands
ask you a
of them
question.
per
So
day.
what if-
that TV,
what
that
if-
TV, man, that TV is addictive.
So what if what was said about him is true? What if he is a narcissist? What if Kanye West is a narcissist? So that means there's no way ever he could be ever satisfied. His ego could ever be satisfied, because one thing about a narcissist cannot, they feed off of attention.
That's right.
The more attention they get, the more they need it.
It's like
so
an
what
appetite.
if he's a narcissist? Because he's displayed narcissistic traits all through his career. From the what's her name, when he hopped on stage and said Beyonce needed the award, Taylor Swift, to he just burst out and have his moments when he feels he need to have them.
And I'm not disregarding nothing that y'all saying, but I'm just only posing the question, just like what you just posed. What if he is a narcissist? I got to ask, what if he's not?
True
And that's
True
all I'm
indeed.
saying. I can't indict him, and I can't pass judgment on him because you know what I'm saying?
No.
We don't know.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
and
We
I'm
only
say
looking
this,
from
and
the
it's
outside.
not passing judgment because I always tell people we all dealing with some issues.
Absolutely.
Some chronic, some acute. If you run around saying nothing wrong with you, then you the one crazy, insane. So what if it's some, you know, some issues? You know, when you come out and make statements, slavery was a choice. Where'd you get this foundation from? Where'd that evidence come from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
To be so genius and to have so much, how'd you derive at that statement?
I kind of agree with him though.
Yeah, because I heard.
No, it wasn't a choice.
I kind of agree with him.
People,
not from an African historical perspective. It wasn't a choice.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Please
Well, let me give you an
It
example.
wasn't a choice.
Hold on, let me give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example, and this is something to open up my mind. Okay, you said it wasn't a choice, right? This is where that controversy come in, because when they came to get him, to bring him over here, right? Some people chose death.
Yeah.
Instead of to be in bondage. So there was a choice. You could have submitted your life instead of being in bondage. Some people jumped off the ship. Some people killed themselves. Wait a minute, like I said, it's just like go to prison, right? You get some people to get an L note. They get life sentence. They get a double elbow. They get 3-4 life sentences. They hang themselves. That was a choice. Or they could have thugged out that time and went through that punishment. Some people don't choose to go through that. Some people, you know what I'm saying, some choices was taken off the table. But the actual choice to be in slavery, that has to be a choice because you have to choose to keep living every day to wake up to keep getting punished. Just like we was in prison. We had to choose to wake up every day to keep taking that punishment because in any one of giving them days, it could have been you or me hanging from the same joint we saw a lot of people hanging from.
And I'm going to let you speak, and I got another perspective because people didn't listen to that whole interview. They just clipped out, slavery was a choice. Okay, so yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that. They didn't air out the rest of the interview when he was explaining this. Okay, let's just say me and you, we go to school together, right? And every day you bully me and take my lunch money. Take my lunch money every day, right? This goes on 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. I got some height to me now. I could, you know, figure out your ways, you know what I'm saying, why you bullying me, what time you bullying. I could figure out your plan. You know what I'm saying? Because black people are thinkers, whether we know it or not. Now, I'm not agreeing with everything he said in that interview, but I do agree with this. Eventually, if somebody is beating you, there's strength in numbers. You know what I mean? You can devise a plan and get out of that. Black people could have devised a plan together during those slavery times. And I whipped the masters. They could have. It was a way. I believe it was a way. I do.
So you had hundreds of rebellions. But let's go back to your point. Now, a lot of the people that jumped off the boat, that was during time where they came up, you know, for the little stretching exercises. That was their way of trying to keep, you know, the slaves, the cargo, the slaves, you know, alive. You know, so when they get there, as they call them cargo and all of these things, they will have more to sell. But a lot of them managed to get away and jumped over. A lot of them were grabbed back up, rushed back down, chained back down. So everybody didn't have the opportunity to just, you know, commit suicide. A lot of the women on the way, they just had like 200-mile marches all the way to the ship. A lot of the women, you know, they would keep poison on them as they heard about, you know, the captures coming more and more, and they would give poison to their babies and themselves instead of to go. But everybody that had an opportunity. Now you're talking about over a period of time. You know, we said over $100 million. You know how many that we lost? So it was a many that went like that or got killed or didn't even make it that 200-mile hike.
Of course.
See what I'm saying? And then eventually they stopped doing that because there was so many rebellions. So they started taking them to the islands to break them. Goree Island. That's how Jamaica, they run up into the maroon, create maroon cities and all these things. But you had so many rebellions, so you know a whole lot got you know bucked and got free, and that's how you have certain you know islands, Haiti and all of these places like this. So we had a lot of rebellions. It wasn't a choice, but everybody didn't get that choice.
Yeah,
And what happened was they started taking these children and raising these children. Now, to your point, when you start raising a child, you know, to believe that it belongs here, that it is underneath master's foot and all of these things, then you split this thing, the numbers die down. So you kill a whole lot of the let's get together and all decide this, that, and the third, because you know, when they set someone free, Harriet Tubman even said I would free some more if they knew they were slaves.
Yeah.
Because consciously, they had created a different individual. So, you know,
And I
so
believe
now
that
you have more control
that
like
came in the second generation
I believe
of the
that.
You see what I'm
slaves.
saying? So
I
it was
believe
a
that.
process.
Yeah, but I think what he was talking about was
so
the
it wasn't
initial.
a choice. It was always a systematic process.
Yeah, but it
to
was
the
he
end.
talking about. I think when he made the statement, what he was talking about was the initial. Like I say, if you put it in that, I understand exactly what you're saying. But when you put it in that context, you got to look at it like you ain't want to do 26 years.
Yeah.
You ain't do the crime that you
Yeah.
did. You see what I'm saying? So you definitely didn't want to do it. But every day you woke up, you had to choose to keep on going, or you could have choose to say, I ain't gonna do this because I'm not gonna be treated like this for something that I did not do. So
Exactly.
every day is a conscious choice. So every day them slaves were slaves, they had a conscious choice. That's a hard way to go out and say, I'm gonna keep. They could have went out like Kunta. They could have just kept trying to escape, all of them, if they didn't want to stay in that position. Now they might have did it out of fear.
But you got to understand too.
But they might have did it out of fear. But
when
they
you
still
break-
it got to be a choice.
You got to remember, when you break us up, and my sister and mama been gone, see, I got a reason to live now. Because I got to
choice.
find them.
That's called
I
a
got to
choice.
get back to them.
But it's called
you
a
know what I mean?
choice.
So now, even, like every day in prison, I woke up, I had to get back to my family.
Choice.
You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So I could have went hard. It's days I wanted to go hard and stab and just keep stabbing until I
course.
couldn't stab no more.
Yeah.
Right?
Till my arm
But then
got tired.
I would talk to my mom and I'd be like, no, I'm not letting my mama die and I'm in here.
Right.
So you
And that's
made
the
that
same
choice.
thing where you have some that, you know, I'm going to get back to my mother. They sold me, my father. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not committing suicide. So
Right.
it ain't really the choice. It's the
a choice.
circumstances that they're put in to
that's
survive.
that's where they listen, but that's where
no, you know,
where
but his
And I
statement is
get what you're
slavery
saying.
is a choice, as if they choose to
the
be
word
enslaved.
choice is what everybody is in up arms about. But when you break it down by definition, that's what that's called.
Because
it's called a choice.
For a reason, though.
But
You have to look at it. You can't.
But you can add that on. You can say choice
you
by
can't block
reason,
the reason
but
out.
it's still a choice.
Yeah, you can't block
But
the
they
reason
might be
out.
mad because he left
Because
reason
that'll
out.
be misleading.
But then that's just the,
That'd be
you know, we can bring
misleading.
it into today. You know, we
Yeah.
literally
Yeah, bring
living
it up
through
to today.
that systematic whole situation today. You know, where some black people are worked, you know, to believe like this Collier situation. Let's give that example. Like right now, like we're really dealing with this situation with light skins and dark skins, you know, compatible. Like I'd be reading a post, you know what I'm saying? If you dark skinned, move to the back, or you know what I'm saying? If you light skinned, what is it? If you light skinned, it's winter time, you're gonna look like a sugar cookie or something. Like it's crazy. It's like and it bothers me so much, you know what I'm saying?
Not me.
Because like
I
it
ain't
trickles
light
over into
skinned.
the industry. Like
Yeah.
we're laughing, but it trickles
Yeah,
over into the
you're
industry.
right, though.
Because I have been to a few parties in Atlanta, celebrity parties. I'm not going to say no names. One in particular where I was turned away because of my complexion.
Wow.
I've heard that. I've
You know
heard
what I mean?
that in Hollywood.
Wow.
So, we're still. I don't even want to know. I want to say the word choice or choosing, but like it's still going on to this day, like this segregation. So I do agree with you on that. But you still have those same powerful black people, that same group, you know what I'm saying, that's going to tie it all in together. You know what I'm saying? And either way, if you on this side, if your third eye is closed or not, you know what I'm saying, y'all going to always listen to them weirdos with them unks and them head wraps.
Yeah.
You're going to always listen to what, because sometimes they're going to appear crazy, but they're going to say something that's going to stick out to you that's going to be truthful. You know what I'm saying? That's going to make you, you know what I'm saying, to bring it all in, that we're all connected somewhere. And back then we didn't have, you know, during slavery, there was no internet, there was no TV, there was no, you know what I'm saying, they had each other. So even though you had those that were in the house that were treated better than field niggas, that's how they say it, they knew how they got in the house.
Yeah.
They knew what it was like before they got in the house.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So maybe choice is a bad word.
Yeah, I
But-
would use choice.
But there's some knowledge in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even doing that, and maybe I'm a little hard with it because I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
I've always been a fighter. You're not gonna beat on me but so long to where I'm gonna start swinging back. So maybe that's where I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Why they? You know what I mean?
So let me get you, like we say, bringing it up today. I always say, we represent a foreign consciousness. This is why we're in the state we're in. Now you could say, I've heard people say, you know, black people, they're in the state they're in because they choose to be. You know, and I've made the statements that we are our own problem. We are in our own way to some degree. However, if you look at the consciousness that we represent, they've pulled it's genius. Like, you know, if I can get you to hate him, then I can sit back like this. You're on remote control because you represent my consciousness. So when you look at the news, if I hate you and want to kill you, and I can turn on the news and you killing each other and you're doing my will, right? Then what has you doing this? Other than the consciousness you're representing. I hate you, why? You feel me? Or you my ops, why? Because we represent a consciousness that produces that. See? So now we in our own way. We in our own way, we our own worst enemy, right? And we fighting two wars, them killing us and us killing us. And we could just win one of those wars, and we could stop killing each other today, right? You treat a thing how you see a thing, how you treat a thing. So,
Exactly.
So if I see you as a king and not the ops, then I'm gonna treat you like that 9 times out of 10. But if we start treating each other like that, hey, my sister Stephen, hey, what up, bitch? And this, that, and the third, if we start doing that, and I'm talking about across the board, could you imagine what happens? Because now you don't have the audacity to try to treat me like less than. When you see us treating each other like kings, where would you get that treatment from?
That's true.
Huh?
That's true.
So if we could win one of them wars, just that war. See, we focus on trying to get them to stop doing this to us. No, we could just stop doing that to ourselves. Everybody. Not just some of us, but everybody.
Yeah.
If we could have one state where no black people kill each other as the model, imagine that.
Tough money.
Well, on that note, man, that is a great closing statement, man. But that is something to think about, man. Hopefully, you know, people will hear that, man, and take heed to that. But that is a great point, man. But I think we had great conversation today.
Great conversation.
We had a great guest.
Yay.
You know.
And you coming back.
Yes,
I'm coming back.
yes.
I heard
We need
she
I done
y'all.
been invited
We need
twice,
y'all to
child.
go follow
heard
Nicole
she coming
Bunch
back.
on a bunch of platforms.
Follow me.
Hey, you
Follow
know.
me.
Follow her on all her platforms, man. Y'all stay tuned for us Living Life After Life podcast, man. We be back at y'all in a minute. Troy Catchmore, Banky Pam, man. We out here.
Peace
Go
out.
subscribe.
Salute.
Go subscribe. We need y'all to subscribe.
Oh, yes, and TBP, go support, man. Everybody hit it
Yeah.
up. If you over there with TBP, you need to be over here with me.
That's
Salute.
right.
Go subscribe. I am Troy Catchmore. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever she said.
All the platforms. Comedian
All
Nicole
of 'em.
Bunch in the building. All platforms except for Facebook. Nicole Bunch.
See, if they had social media
Thank you,
back
Pam.
during
Out,
slavery,
man. Duck them hooks.
and they,
Making millions of dollars, and the victim's family have not partaken. None of those trusts took your clothes, gave you this. Took your language, gave you this.
100% way to survive jail or prison. Don't go.
Build your credit up. Why you need credit?
Then 12 years goes by and you don't even get a chance to go up for parole.
Supposed to die so many times, guess that's my afterlife. A lot of shit ain't work for me.